Are we going to go over there now?
Shall we? Come on then.
We'll leave you there for a bit.
Cheers, guys.
We'll head over to Jemma Solomon now, who's going to be adding a touch of summer to your summer parties.
Hello
Good
and welcome.
Hello.
I've got a few different things to show
Lovely.
you.
Show us.
So there's loads of things going on over all year, but mostly through the summer there's things like baby showers, weddings, christenings,
Baby
anything
showers.
you
You're
can
listening,
think
Sean. Baby showers.
Very
You
good,
can
very
use
good.
any of these items. And these I actually made for my own wedding. You can see they've been put away for a little while. This is back in 2018, but I made a lot from my wedding, and these are so simple. They're basically just wooden plaques that you can get a chalkboard pen for and write over them whatever you want. And I actually double-sided them so that we could use them for two different parts of the
Two different weddings.
Yeah.
It's like the Liz Taylor version of the
Just
board.
reuse them again. So, yeah, we use them at two different parts of the wedding. And even if you finish with your wedding and you know somebody else is getting married, you can just wipe them clean and reuse them again.
The chalk comes off, just go
Yeah,
again.
nothing goes to waste, so they're great. And there's lots of different ways that you can do signs. So if you want to head round that way, I'll go this way just so that I don't block the view.
Did you do this one for Stacey and Joe?
So, well, we did it together. It was a joint effort, and we've actually swapped the flowers in and out because, again, they're all things that can be reused. Even the signs, so you can remove the labels from the sign and actually replace them with anything to do with any other events, like christenings and things like that. And the same with things like this. So
That's
we've all
lovely, isn't it?
got a pallet somewhere. We've all had things delivered, or we all know small businesses that have got pallets, and they're mostly things that you want to get rid of. But this time you can actually keep them and then use, again, a nice big marker just to write on, and you can either do the order of the day, so what order things are happening throughout the day, or this is actually an order of when somebody's met and how they've met and their actual story. Pop in some flowers. You don't have to glue anything on. It can all just be placed in, and it just creates a really nice, simple and cost-effective way to decorate your venue.
So lovely how
Characterful, isn't it?
rustic it is.
Yeah.
So nice, and I think rustic weddings look so pretty as well because they look so organic and lovely.
The thing is, you do need to have nice handwriting if you're going to write.
I know,
it
I have
on.
tried. I have tried.
That's
Yours is
fair enough.
gorgeous.
Yeah. You won't be able to
Mine
read- no.
If you'd like to come and take a seat, you can have a glass of bubbly. I will tell you all about the next item.
Go on then.
So, over here, I'm going to take you away from the table.
checking what
I've
it
poured
was.
you a glass already,
Sorry.
don't worry.
Yeah, I know.
So, if you want to make things like when you're putting where guests are going for tables, it can be quite expensive to get the whole table plan made up, but they're so easy to actually make yourself. So this was an actual frame that I had from a canvas that I didn't use anymore. Took the canvas off, redecorated it with some flowers that I had at home, and false flowers can be ones that you've already got in vases or ones that you've just stored away for maybe like different celebrations. Bring them back out and actually use them for your events over and over again. There's no reason why you can't. And these are just basically printed pieces of paper, backed onto pieces of card, applied to a piece of string and attached to the frame, and they're ready to go. And you can, again, reuse this over and over again.
You just have to have a bit of imagination,
Yeah,
don't you?
100%.
See, I wouldn't
100%.
have thought of anything like that, but the minute you see it, you're like, oh, I get it.
And
You
it's
just
so
have to,
simple.
yeah, think outside the box a little bit.
100%. And you can obviously you can add to it, you can take away from it, you can make it as expensive as you want to. It's completely up to you. So, moving on to the table, we have got a whole range of things. So those are actually...
They're so cute,
yeah, they're like favour
Jemma.
pots. So if you've ever collected... You could use jam jars, you could use any pots that you've had from around the house, collect them, keep them going, and then add a bit of ribbon onto the top, pop your name on, pop some sweets inside, anything like that, and they're little favours that can go onto the tables for guests, which is perfect.
My kids would go nuts with these little hearts.
Personalised as well.
Yes.
Which one have you got? Go on.
I don't know if they're in date.
Oh, it's just a
You
smiley
should have let
face.
him have one.
Smiley
Are they
face.
good?
They're all faces. They don't have words on them.
Oh.
They're just lovely, smiley, lovely faces.
No.
We can
Very
pretend they've got
cute.
hearts on. Another thing for children, while we're talking about children, is when they get to the tables, giving them activities and things to do. So quite often they get to the table and, you know, it's quite exciting and they're running all around.
And then there's stuff everywhere as well, where it's like breaking things.
So you can actually make them activity packs, which is really simple. So you can take some pencils.
Yep.
You can hold those, wrap them in
Perfect.
a ribbon.
Yep.
And then you can do exactly the same with printed free colouring sheets from online. And you can actually wrap ribbon into those, pop them together and create them their very own craft pack. Super simple, super effective. And they get...
Not expensive either.
No, not expensive at all. And if we're talking about expense, another really cheap thing is table confetti. So if you have a look around, you'll see there's some dried flowers, which you can collect from any flowers that are going in the garden. You can just collect all the petals from, you know, when you're deadheading, dry them out with some parchment paper, stick it together, let them dry, put them into a bag and save them for any date possible. And also you can do the same with leaves. So if you look on the table, you will see that those little green speckles, there's some butterflies, some flowers, some hearts. And again, it's just a stamper. So you just thread the leaf in, stamp it out, and you will get those leaves to come into the shapes that you want them to be, scatter them on the table, and that, in essence, was free, completely free.
I love that. Looks
Brilliant.
great.
So that was a really good one. Another thing that you can do is cake decorating. Now, I made my own wedding cake.
Did you?
Yeah, I did.
What was it?
Yeah.
It was a Victoria sponge cake, but it was like they call it a naked cake, where it hasn't actually got the icing around it. So it's almost like open, if you like. This is like an ice cake, and that one was a bit more open. But cakes are expensive, really expensive, and it was a part of my budget that I didn't have. So I thought, if I make it, I'll make it as nice as I can. And we use things like, we made our own cake topper. So like here, this is so simple. Piece of card that's been backed onto a stick with the writing of the bride and groom on. And then you can add in, again, florals, feathers, things that you can find. You can even add your own flowers in. And if they're fresh, you just pop them into a little tube of water so that the flower isn't in the cake. And you've got a fresh bouquet onto your cake as well, which is amazing.
Great idea.
Wow.
Such a great idea. And then you're drinking out of these amazing glasses. And if you look on your one, Kat, you'll see that it's actually got a label on the side of it.
Oh,
so you can also
bridesmaids.
personalise those too. So they can be place settings or they can just be for a bit of fun.
And how did you personalise those?
So these are labels, so you can actually stick them on top of the glasses.
You actually buy the label?
Yeah, you can actually get the labels,
Also
stick
means
them
you
on.
don't lose your glass.
Exactly, it's perfect. And then everyone's got their own one. You can keep it throughout the event and you've got it for afterwards too.
Wouldn't work for you in your mind-sweeping days, would it?
I'm always the first to drink out of the bridesmaids' glasses, to be fair. Always the first. There's some brilliant ideas.
Oh,
Thanks,
you're
Jemma.
so welcome.
They're absolutely beautiful.
They do
thank
look
you
great.
so much.
Oh, hello. Thank you for visiting our This Morning YouTube channel. We upload tons of new content every single day. So hit the subscribe button, like all the videos, and don't miss out. We'll see you in the morning.